morning. Welcome to the morning blessing. I am Tessa-Marie. How are you feeling today? Today is an amazing, good morning, Nancy. How are you feeling today? What state are you in? Because you said the name and I have no idea where it is. Today is our amazing day. It's 3 degrees Celsius here. So it's not warm, Azim. It's not warm. So I'm in a jacket. Can you believe that? The house is warm, but I felt chilly. So how are you feeling this morning? It is a wonderful morning in Wisconsin. Okay, now I know where you are. So everything is amazing when you step out in the morning. Today, though, I ask you to share your light and to share your joy. This morning blessing is specifically to help us to weather the storms. Good morning, Colleen. Nature is throwing at us. Nature is giving us all kinds of things, and then the rest of it is coming from those that are speaking, the news media, everything. And sometimes we are not realizing what we are doing with those words and what we are hearing. And so today, I just want to touch on the subject, and because of that, I ask you to share your joy and to share, just share the joy. Share your joy, and then share everything. Share the wonders of your life. Share the light that comes around you. And when you share your joy, you're giving yourself the opportunity to feel good. Because the minute you feel joy is going to do that. And I know it's going to be a little bit challenging. Good morning, Loretta. How are you feeling this morning? Colleen, how are you guys feeling? Azim comes and gives us a kiss and disappears. He's in India and it's nighttime. So one of the things we have to remember is that on the journey called life, we have joy, even if we cannot see it, and all we can see is turmoil and dissatisfaction. Where you go in your mind, that is where you are. It doesn't matter where you go. As long as your mind goes there, that is where you are. Sometimes when something is good for you, something or someone like say to you, it's not. Why do you do that? Why do you have to do this? So you don't have to do anything except what it is you desire to do. So thank you for coming. Welcome to the morning blessing. One of the things we know for sure is this. What we have in us is a light, and we can share our light and our joy. Many of us do not see the light. Many of us do not feel the joy. The thing is to be able to see the light that is coming out of us and to send the joy out there that we have to share is actually a work, a job. It's a consciousness. It's a moment of being in the moment of time. Stepping up to the moment and walking towards another human being coming at you, not knowing them, but spewing negative vibration towards them does not work. It does not help you. So one of the things we have to remember is to make sure whatever we're sending out to the world is what we expect to have. Every energy we put out there is like a boomerang. Every energy, it doesn't matter what type of energy. The universe does not understand what we want and what we do not want. God just said, ask and you shall receive. So when you open that mouth and you ask, you're going to receive what you're asking because you ask. I didn't ask, you did. And therefore, you will get what you asked for. And we need to remember that. So knowing all of that, I'm looking at hearing people who call me, and they're so angry about things they cannot control, except they can turn it off and do something. If somebody is able to play with your mind and tell you, I think you should stop going to the morning blessing, that's fine. And if you believe that is the person who can dictate that for you, then do that. Oh, you shouldn't have a shower. I shower once a week. Fine. If that works for them, good for them. I do not brush my teeth at all. So yesterday, I was just opened the front door and I'm looking at that enormous thing that's taking over the lawn, the front, the rose bush, of 5 of them together. And a neighbor said, I was walking my dog and had nobody to point the bush out to. So I said to Layla, look at the lovely bush. It's still blooming. She said, this is amazing. She said, I have something to tell you. And it's a neighbor that I sometimes go out to places with. And she said, you told me to drink water before I brush my teeth. And I do it. But I never told you the results. So I said to her, what do you mean? She said, my stomach, I feel so much better when I eat. I do not have pain. So she said, I just wanted you to know that it gave me so much joy and it makes me feel good. So I make sure as soon as I get up, I drink it and then I go and I'll brush my teeth. So that is all I could share. Now, I know her, but I can't remember when I said that to her because, I say things all the time. So to share the joy of life, we must share our joy and light with others. We must greet those we do not know with silent words of joy. Even the person that we do not know, we should be able to see them coming and salute them. You can salute them in any way. It doesn't have to be, oh God, I love you. And it doesn't have, just you know what, lovely. I just love that human, another human. So one of the things I decided to tell you guys about this morning, maybe some of you know it and some of you don't know it. The one thing that we have to know is this, is that St. Francis of Assisi wrote a prayer. It is one when you're seeking to live in peace and joy. The Bible, the universe people, encourages us to let our light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. They say the prayer of St. Francis is a beautiful reminder of what that looks like in everyday life. It is such an encouraging and uplifting prayer that teaches us how we can live and serve those around us, putting other needs next to our needs. Good morning, Deborah. Long time no see. So the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi goes like that. We have the tune, we all know it. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. It's not always the act of dying, like actual dying. But when we follow those rules, we're killing the old self, and we're getting eternal life. So when we choose to where there is injury, to pardon, where there is hatred, to sow love, when we choose to do that, that is when we're dying from the old life, the old beliefs, and we're rising into eternal life, a more joyous and sharing person. So that, grant that I may not so much seek as to be consoled, as to no, you didn't help me. You never consoled me when I was in pain. That's what he's saying in the prayer. It doesn't matter. When we change, when we choose to love rather than to say we want to be loved. If we have women friends, right? Some of them are on an eternal quest to find love. I want somebody to love me. You never hear them say, I want to love with all of my heart. I want to love in spite of that. You don't hear that. They don't make me happy. So if we can kill those old words, those old thoughts, you guys, I want you to, there's not many people here. As I said, when I come, there are days it's only so many people that are there for that. Yesterday we had a rainfall. Today it's a little. Say something. If you're feeling it or if it is resonating, if you share it, because I need to know that I am coming to you with something that will push you a little further. and or you can share it with someone. Grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console. You didn't care about me. I was in pain. You didn't worry about me. To be understood. You don't understand me. What I'm trying to say, you're not listening to me. You're not understanding me. How many times do we do that? So when it says it is in dying that we are born to eternal life, it does not mean the physical act of dying. We can kill those bad habits. We can let them die. We do not feed them, they will die, right? So we have this habit of always thinking that we are the one that should be in the center. We do not open or make space for somebody else to share with us. We are just sitting there. Oh, this is not moving, or you guys not writing. You are just sitting there and waiting for somebody to love you, for somebody to hear you, for somebody to believe you're good enough. You do not know any of that. And you're constantly looking for what you already have. And that is why it's important that we kill that old self. Let it starve. Do not feed it anymore. We have fed it enough. Put it on a lifetime diet. Change your diet. Change your words, you change your diet. Change your belief, you change your diet. The things that you believe that was so horrible that was done to you. Make me an instrument of your peace. How can you be an instrument of peace? By maybe choosing not to engage or to engage. You know, we all know. I was listening to something that, what's his name, Willie Nelson sang, his song, I can't remember the name. But in it he said, my hello, how are you feeling this morning? My sister's friend from New York. Dawn isn't here yet. We have to send her a message. And he said that he said, I know my regrets. They're etched on my brow, and I can do nothing about them now. That song just, really made me feel. I mean, it was just a few, he made a shot out of it. And it was, I just happened to see him and I love his voice. So I stopped to listen. And he said that, I know all the things I did wrong. They're etched in my mind. And one thing for sure is that, thank you, sweetie, I cannot do anything about it now. So when we are, hi Yuko, good morning. When we are falling back, how are you feeling today? And we are trying to clean up by saying we're going to carry it with us. We have to let that old self die. Those old habits die. We have to change the habits, shift our paradigm. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Why do you want to be that? Because in the middle of a storm of anger, if you are the one that can stop it by being peaceful, you're answering that. But if you're the one that is pouring oil or gasoline on the fire, guess what? You're not an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, let me show love. How do you show love where there is hatred? To the person who has looked at you to their face and says, somebody said to me, I don't know you, but I hate you. And the person agreed, they don't know me. But they decided because of who I am and where I come from that I deserve to be hated by them. Did I turn back? Of course. I was at a funeral for a family member. That's somebody that's married into the family. And I went there and they were playing dominoes. I did not know how to play domino, but I have a mathematical mind. I sat and then he looked at me and he said, you're so different from what I heard about you. And he said, you said you never played domino before. How come you're so good at it? I came to play the game. I didn't come to have an opinion about anybody at the table, I told him. So sometimes it is told to your face. Chances are I won't see this person often. Maybe somebody dies again and I have to go. I will go. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where the person hurt you, pardon them, forgive them. Where there is doubt, faith. Where you see doubt, give them an opportunity to say, hey, you're good enough. You can do it. I know you have something in you. Listen, I've heard you talked about this for so many years. It will happen for you. So this person that said, you know what, I need to buy my own home. And Tessa-Marie, I am fighting to get that out of debt. And I said, continue on your path. Good morning, Marina. How are you feeling today? Stay focused on your path because you will get there. So that is what St. Francis meant when he said, where there is doubt, faith. You're saying, come on, you've been doing well. You want to lose that weight, and you're saying, come on, go on, try it, do something. You want to exercise, and you skip today. Tessa-Marie, I skip today. You know, that's okay, but you did it yesterday. That is giving that person faith in their ability to succeed in what they desire to do in their life. Where there is despair, hope, it's not, oh my God, my world is falling apart. Come on. Keep pedaling. Something, same to you, my dear Marina. Something will happen for you. You have to say, keep pushing. Show up. Demand that your body serve you one more time. You know, where there is darkness, light. Oh my God, my life is such a mess. My husband, my wife, this one I found, this one is having an affair. My children are mad at me. My world is coming to an end. My sister, my siblings, everybody's angry. And you're in the dark. Tell them, yeah. But at least now there is a crack. Because there is a crack, you can see the light. Now you know. So now you know. You look for that light. You know, so you have to, where there is darkness, light. And then where there is sadness, joy. So I know in Africa there's a tribe that when somebody is born, they cry. And when somebody dies, they rejoice. Why? They don't know what will happen to you on the journey you're starting, but they know where you've been on the journey you're living. And they're celebrating that. So where there is sadness, joy. Isn't it better to stand at that human being's coffin and look at them and say, we had a ball, didn't we? We had a ball when we made love. We had a ball when we went dancing. We had a ball when we sat and we just chat about our faults. Yesterday, I told my friend Colleen, I had to tell her, to share that with her. It was so funny that I know she would get it. I had a nice round Pyrex bowl, a thick one, clear one. Michael wanted to fill his cereal. It wasn't that big, it's about this. But it was sitting inside, something was sitting inside of it, and I had something in my hand. Without being in the moment, I grabbed it, and the bowl came sliding down and crashed on this marble table or whatever. And I paused, I looked at it, and all I could say, it's an end of an era. That's what I said. I was the only one in the house. I looked at it and I go, this is the end of an era. Will Michael come back home to have cereal in that? No. He has a new life. He's married. He has a wife. He has a family. He's going to have a family one day. Is he going to eat cereal like he did it when he was in his teenage years? No, he won't. So it is an end of an era. So I started laughing. It's the end of an era. So I told my friend Colin, and we shared a laugh about it. And that is what we would share. No time for gossip. All we do, we share our different little things, what our children or grandchildren do. And then we go and we say, oh, divine master. We call our God master, and we go, grant me that I may not so much seek to be the one to be consoled or as to console somebody. Good morning, sister. So we need to have to console. How are you feeling this morning? Others, instead of expecting them to console us. Well, you know, my mother died and they never came to say. That's okay. They have a choice. Your job, if their mothers die, is to show up at 90 miles an hour to support your friend. They're going through a hard time. Something has happened to them. Something they didn't expect. Something that they don't see as being pleasant. Console them. Choose to be there and shine your light and share your joy with others. That's the only way to do it. Is to put yourself in the situation where you would like to feel like better than they're feeling now. Make them feel better. To be understood as to understand. You do not understand me. You never understand me. You don't know. I'm trying to tell you. Calm down. Just calm down. Because you can stand there and you can realize they too. The greatest need of a human being, I was told, is to be able to hear themselves, is to be heard. To hear somebody hear them, is to understand them. Understand where they're coming from. And sometimes it is not parallel to what your understanding is. But because you have one viewpoint, that doesn't mean there is not another way of doing things. Good morning, Arita. How are you feeling today? So we need to share our joy. And sometimes we have the information and we do not realize we can share it. And that is why St. Francis of Assisi reminds us of that. He said, to be loved as to love. Come on. Apparently he was married. Oh, they don't love me. My husband doesn't love me. My wife doesn't love me. My this doesn't love me. My da. Who do you love? Who do you love no matter what they have done to you? Because you were supposed to pardon them. Forgive is pardoning, letting it go. But you're demanding love from somebody, but you're not able to give love to anyone. And you wonder why it's not working for you. We do not have to go far. We have to only spend the time and read the things that are there for us to understand. For it is giving that we receive. What I've noticed for sure is those that are afraid to give or seldom give have a very hard time attracting, receiving. You give because you have to give. I don't mean you must give. Good morning, Kathleen. How is life in the hospital zone? Her mom just had surgery yesterday to get a shunt so that the draining of the brain thing, so that she'll be able to walk again. And it was a day of prayer and meditation for Kathleen and I. So that's my friend, her mom and neighbor, and she couldn't walk. And if you went back to see how we walked and what we did and the things we did together, you would understand. So I have to remember that. And that's all you have to remember when you have that. So when St. Francis spoke to us, he said, it is in giving that we receive. Do not ever be afraid to give to another human being. Empty your cup in others. It is only by emptying your cup you're going to see your cup is full. And even the people that wonder, how come it's always working for you? How come everything just falls in place for you no matter what? It's because your act of giving. St. Francis said it is in pardoning that we are pardoned. We have a modern version. Forgive. When you forgive somebody, you're really forgiving yourself. That's the modern version. And then he said, as it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Not the physical dying, the dying of all the bad habits and all the bad thoughts and all the bad behavior. That, kill them, starve them. And rise and shine. Share your joy and share your light. You do have a light. Believe that when you're entering a room, that your light is going before you. Believe when somebody is coming to you, that your light has already hit them in the face. They're ready. You will notice. Believe you can send it to them and they will change. Again, he said, make me an instrument of your peace. That's how we started it. In the world we are living today, peace seems to be eluding us. It's running away. You cannot walk. My mother, I shouldn't say that now, but I might have to say, do good is the same thing. And so do bad is the same thing. This is what people would say. This is the world we are living in right now. The world is a tick for tat. This for that. You do for me, I do for you. You don't do for me, I don't talk to you. You don't come, I don't come. Everything is so full of anger and hate, and it is tripling down. So that's why we have to learn to share the little bit of light you got today because something broke in your life and you saw the light in the crack. Share that with somebody, and tell them, well, at least now I know what to do. I know now how to take care of this situation. That lady that told me yesterday about when I suggested to her or my friend to drink water before, soon as she wakes up, a glass of water before brushing her teeth, so the bacteria that was formed in her mouth in the night, her body needs it to digest her food. She told me that, right? I told her that. Our body repairs itself while we sleep. So instead of putting something created in a lab in your mouth before you swallow what has been there for repair in your body, so you can digest and you can lose the weight and your body can move, think about that. You know what she said? I'm going to do all I can because I do not want to be like my mother. Her mother is 82. She was born, I think she said, when her mom was 18. Parents were married at 15. That was just how it was for them. And they're still together. And she has other siblings. But she said to me, I do not want to be like my mom, as she is now. I am doing my best to keep myself healthy. And she said, listening to you make me realize it is not just, it's everything. It's how you think. It's how you see things. It's how you think of others, how you treat others. So before we go, St. Francis said, prayer, you could say, universe, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is faith, doubt. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, and to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we pardon, and it is dying that we are born to eternal life. And I ask that question. What are the habits that you have you want to kill? Do you believe you don't have enough to share, to give somebody, that you do not have enough to buy a gift for someone else, but just because you saw it and it feels like them? So we must greet those we do not know with silent words of love and light. You can say it, however, the light in me shines in you. The joy I feel is sprinkled on top of you. When we hate, we carry the burden no one else does. When we use the word, my mother said it's guttural. Guttural speech starts in the throat. Speech that is not guttural starts at the tip of the tongue, and it's like love. Hate falls back, close to the heart. Then who hurts? Who, she said, it's too hard a word to say. It takes too much energy to say that word. That was just the tip of the iceberg, I found out. It also sticks with you. And that is what we must remember. When we hate, we carry the burden. The person doesn't even know we hate them. The person doesn't know that. And that man that told me that day at my cousin's house, that I don't know you, but I hate you. He doesn't know me. And he's been carrying a burden of hate because of who I am. And yet, I wonder who did it stop. I know it was me. So we have to learn to throw up, to vomit all those negative, harsh feelings that we're carrying when we're saying we cannot find. I would love to buy a gift, but I don't have the money. I'm quitting my money. No. The reason why you have is to give. It is in giving that we receive. These old people all those years ago, They had things, they knew things. Because the world wasn't so crowded with such horrible things like we have now. So they had times to sit in silence and do not hear movement, maybe from an animal, but not from a train, not from a truck, not from screeching, not from sirens. And just maybe at that moment, they tap into the portal of knowledge. And when they stopped in the portal of knowledge, they picked up something that they dare to bring to the world. Did the world always like to hear what these amazing people, ancient people have to say? No. No, they didn't. You can go back and you can see their stories. They punished them. Even when they were trying to produce drugs for us in the olden times of when they were doing like insulin and all those things. Women couldn't be lawyers, according to Shakespeare, the Merchant of Venice. She had to dress like a man to go to defend the person. And today, we're letting hatred cover everything. Anger, frustration, saying the world is coming to an end, seeing only the storm. We have to destroy what is inside of us that is no longer good for us. We have the tools to life, to live a life of letting go of what we do not need and to hook up to something that we do need. We have a choice. We can kill that germinating negative energy by letting it die. Again, he said, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Not your physical body. Kill the negative things. Kill the hate. Kill the darkness. Kill the anger. And replace it with lightness. Even if you cannot find. Remember, if you're sick in something, you have to give it to somebody first. If you want to have more, empty your cup so it can be filled. And that is how we live a fulfilled life. So guys, thank you so much. I cannot see, I don't know what happened. Nobody commented, so I have no idea what was going on in your heads today, but I did my part, right? I delivered. So let's see who is here today. Hi, Nancy, Arita, Marina, Dawn, Kathleen, Loretta, Deborah, and of course, I forgot your name. Dawn's friend from New York, Oceans of Thought. What is your name? I keep forgetting your name. So thank you so much for staying with me and enjoying the morning blessings. I am Tessa-Marie, and I'm happy to have been here with you again. What is your friend's name from New York? Anyway, have a great day, everybody. Nancy, how is Lynn doing? I know she's in the hospital with that stroke, but anyway, if you see her, give her my love, and we will say a prayer for her. And take care of yourself. And now I know you're in Wisconsin. Yeah, it can be cold there too. So have a wonderful and amazing day. And let me see if I got, what is your name? Have a great day, Kathleen said. That is the prayer I read at my mom's funeral. Oh my, Nancy, that is really nice. Your words were amazing. No need to comment. Is that all? Rosalind, that's who it is. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah, for joining. Thank you, Kathleen, everybody. Have a great day, everyone. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's Wednesday. So take care of yourself and enjoy the day.